bring out the harp, please.
You don't have to open it now. I think Jared wants to do it. Oh, okay, that's fine.
Somebody's just got a text message, I heard. Who was it? Who was it? It was you, Dad. I never thought of all the people. You were the 51st person I thought of.
Coffee's okay.
Okay, good. Forget it, I'm sorry.
Do I stand here, Joe?
I kind of want to call you guys up here.
You're closer.
Yeah.
I'll deliver.
Okay.
Is that
They're
okay?
over here, though.
Teamwork.
In order.
In order.
Front to back.
He's so organized.
The hardest thing about discussing my groomsmen is that I don't really have anything nice to say about them. Just kidding. It's that I can't show them up and be funnier than them tonight. Just kidding. It's that I don't know where to start. I could start in preschool, where I first met Jason, my oldest friend. Seriously, he's a closet senior citizen. Or in the summer of 1993, my first summer at Pine Forest Camp, when I lived in the same bunk as Brad, my former Doublemint twin, and also met Brian, the Wayne Gretzky of Pine Forest, and a Bills fan for the first time. I could start in middle school when I began hanging out with Andy, who wore punked out army shorts with safety pins and Green Day patches in the dead of winter. Or maybe year 2 of camp, 1994, aka the worst summer at camp ever, but not because I met Dave for the first time, who at 12 years old had more hair on his chest than I currently have on my head. I could start when I was going to see Brad's high school band, Finsky, awful name, that's why they never made it, and I met their bassist, Jared, the first person other than me named Jared that I didn't want to immediately terminate. And it turned out we had a lot in common. Or at Penn State when I pledged the same fraternity as Mark, and even after graduating, we still watch our favorite late night movies together, mostly via text message. This Magnificent Seven, as they have been called in numerous trades and gossip blogs, never ceases to amaze me when it comes to their loyalty, support, and ability to speak the language of Jared, albeit a broken, barely conversational version. But I guess that's what makes best friends. Picking them was one of the easiest decisions I made for the wedding. While this speech might have been disappointingly light on movie references, it's not over. I am now going to briefly introduce my groomsmen to you all, give them a beautiful silver tie, spoiler, and assign each of them a sports movie character to haunt their dreams for the rest of their lives.
No, it's okay.
This was unscripted. I apologize to you the most. Mark! Jason, the first of my best men, spends most of his days and nights sitting at a desk, slaving away at Goldman Sachs. But in between conference calls, 3 a.m. dinners, and being a great husband, holla, he gets to sneak away to a bachelor party, a birthday, or to a bar on a random weeknight, and he truly transforms into the life of the party. Like a high school star quarterback. Such was the roller coaster ride of West Canaan quarterback Jonathan Moxon, played by future Oscar winner James Van Der Beek in Varsity Blues. Because of his ability to go from holding a clipboard on the sidelines of Goldman Sachs to basically starring in an R. Kelly video faster than he could dislocate his own shoulder, Barr gets John Moxon. Jacobson. My other best man, Brad, and I were always able to make each other laugh about anything, and I never remember us getting into a serious argument. That's an accomplishment because I ridiculed him for tons of things, such as being the worst pledge class president ever, moving to West College Avenue senior year with all the hippies, having a Toyota that always overheated on a road trip, playing the banjo, period, and most recently, becoming a vegetarian. Only one celluloid athlete comes to mind who was treated this way in his own clubhouse, yet could still be trusted to be a great friend and have your back when you need him the most, like in a one-game playoff versus the New York Yankees. Like Cleveland Indians third baseman Roger Dorn, Brad has planned for a career after baseball thanks to his band The Great Unknown, whose first album is available on iTunes. As long as he promises to keep his wife away from Rick Vaughn, Brad gets Roger Dorn. Markowitz. Brian always came to camp late. I'm glad he acknowledged it as well. Never 8 weeks, never 4 weeks, he lied. This bothered the hell out of me. He showed up 2 weeks in, just before a Monday night football game, and before he could even unpack his duffel bags, he would return 2 kickoffs for touchdowns. He's also one of the rare Jews that I know that actually has to throw right-handed, but bat left-handed in softball. One of the most unnecessary things I've ever heard of in my life. Living up to his fastest man in camp legend to this day, Brian gets Roy Hobbs, the natural, put it on over your Duke shirt.
That's a good one.
Duke.
Warren, a.k.a. Digitas, is my best friend from high school proper. That's for you. Similar to how the island on Lost tries to keep absolute evil bottled up, Andy is a corked bottle of nervous excitement that leads to excessive finger biting. Most of the time, his excitement is contagious, and it makes a lot of routine things that we do as friends memorable. The rest of the time, that nervous excitement probably makes him throw up. Couple that nervous vomiting with the fact that he's our team's star quarterback in the annual Thanksgiving Day football game, and Andy clearly gets steamin' Willie Beeman. Sherman. My fondest memories of David Camp revolved around sports, where he was always his team's best player. That didn't mean he was perfect. Dave was the wildest dribbler and passer in basketball history, had the craziest ground strokes in tennis, and had the biggest female following in the bleachers. At least he had the biggest female following until every ball that was hit to him at shortstop was launched over the first baseman's glove 100 miles per hour, nearly killing every spectator in the stands or even the junior boy taking private lessons on the not nearby courts. His nickname then was E6 for error shortstop. Even though he is now a lawyer and this new nickname surely would get him fired, tonight Dave gets Wild Thing Rick Vaughn. Perlman. Jared and I can watch a comedy together, say Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, and end up making jokes on the side that make us laugh harder than the movie. We definitely have words that we can't stop saying, constantly laugh about, and beat to death with overuse. One of those words is tranny. I'm sorry. It is, okay? Tranny, I said it. Which we only use as an endearing term. I back myself. Because of this, Jared gets one of sports' finest trannies and most infamous kickers, Ray Finkel, Lois Einhorn, who was, might I add briefly, a soccer-style kicker, graduated from Collier High School in 1976, Exeter University, honors graduate class of 1980, holds 2 NCAA Division I records, 1 for most points in a season, 1 for distance, former nickname the Mule, the first and only pro athlete to come out of Collier County, and one hell of a model. Mark and I talk enough that we've literally said, how good is that movie, or how cool is that character, about every movie we have ever seen 100 times over. Couple that with our love for Philly sports, and it's safe to say we love all sports movies. One sports movie that makes us say, how good is that movie, and how cool is that character, can be summed up by one word: Rowan Stinker. Even though it's a Cubs shirt, Mondel gets 12-year-old phenom and Rookie of the Year, Henry Rowan.
Yeah.
Outside of their excitement about the wedding, the best thing about this crew is how they have all grown to be close friends with Lindsay. That means as much as all the good times we've shared in the past, and reassures me that there will be many good times in the future. Thank you all for being such a big part of this special weekend, and for being there for Lindsay and me every step of the way. Peace out.
Yeah! Bar's closed.